Hello, and welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero TV Edition. Now, we are going to find out once and for all if when we jump back into this, if when I press continue, it actually starts where I left off. Fingers crossed, everybody. Continue. Act 4, Scene 6. A grove. Okay, we're off to a good start. Now, please start with the same text that I left off on, I remember. No. Okay, well, guys, I guess I was right to not just leave in the middle of things because I probably would have had to start all over. But you know what? At least I know now, and knowing is half the battle. Okay, this is where we stopped the last episode. Man, that's kind of disappointing. Have fun. That's the second rule of mushroom hunting. The first rule is ask Kate before eating anything, okay? Kate examines some tree roots. She spots a couple of intriguing growths along the roots of the tree, a speckled white ball, and a cluster of softly glowing amber caps. Oh, so I think this is actually now the present, and so the left is controlling her and the right's going to be controlling Ezra? Ezra checks out a plastic bag washed up on the island. The bag is ragged and waterlogged. He nudges it with a stick, coiling up a plastic thread and spreading it out on the beach. He didn't like to play in the house. It was always too cold. It seemed to store up the cold at night, then slowly discharge it into his bones during the day, while the sun bounced feebly off the windows. But he liked to play in the woods behind the house. He'd taken a knife from the kitchen, selected it for its long, serrated edge, meant for slicing bread. Its teeth had reminded him of a saw blade. He was determined to collect some firewood to heat the house. There are no mushrooms in the bag. So now I'm going to get to see a little bit of Ezra's background too. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, let's do hers. The hot dog vendor tried to strike up a conversation with some, immediately two personal questions. She decided to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he considered it part of his job, she thought, to offer his customers some kind of counsel. Maybe it was to salve his guilty conscience for selling junk food outside a hospital. Kate examines the speckled white ball. About the size of an egg, the mushroom has no visible stem. It seems to be attached to the tree root by a sticky black substance leaking from a ring of tiny pores. Ezra pokes around the base of a cypress tree. A brownish clump of mushrooms feathers out from the base of the cypress tree. A few feet above, several pale blue puffs cling to the trunk. The woods were full of deer. His dad said the deer liked best to live on the edges of forests. Recent development in the area had created a lot of fresh edges, so they massed here and sometimes ran into the road. Kate gently pries the mushroom off the tree root and puts it in her bag. Kate tries to wipe some mud off her boot. Didn't find anything? That's okay. Ezra examines the blue puffs. He prods one of the pale orbs with a stick, and it cracks open a little, releasing a fine dust into the air. He felt like the world outside the woods had somehow slipped away while he was gone, and now there was nothing but the woods. He kept going. Ezra carefully removes a puffball and puts it in his bag. Ezra closes his eyes and listens to the water and the distant clicking of bats. He tripped on a protruding root and lay for a while in the mud, examining the pale upper branches of a sycamore tree, listening to the soft rumble of a faraway thunderstorm. Then, louder, closer, and his hair stood on end. And there was the bird. Ooh, I wonder if it's gonna be his brother. Also, before I continue with her side, two quick stories from my childhood. I was playing with one of my friends who lived on the same street, but there was a point where we were kind of walking on the sidewalk, and in that little stretch of grass, there were these things that looked like pods. And I remember stepping on one and it releasing this green gas up into the air, or like a greenish bluish mist. And I thought all this time that I might have either made it up or that maybe it was some very rare plant, but now reading this, I guess that is an actual thing. I guess it's a type of mushroom or a type of bulbous plant or something, and that's what it does. And the second thing, I completely forgot. Anyway, back to Kate. I just found this one. Kate takes a speckled white ball out of her bag. These are called bat eggs. See this gooey black stuff leaking out the side here? I guess somebody somewhere once thought this stuff looked like egg yolk, and it's black, like a bat. I mean, it's kind of speculating. I don't really know why they're called bat eggs. They're not good for anything, really, and they'll give you a bad stomachache if you try to eat them. I just wanted to show it to you. Kate tosses the bat egg into the water. So, I don't really want to talk about his brother because his brother is a big-ass bird. So let's find out more about his parents. What do your parents do? For work, I mean. My dad used to sell windows. People were building a lot of new houses and they needed a lot of windows, but then they stopped building houses. My mom worked at a bakery and a bar. Sometimes she would see the same people in the morning and the evening. The bakery closed and she doesn't work at the bar anymore, but she still goes there a lot to see her friends. Do you have a family? I almost had a baby once. I got very sick, and the only thing that helped me was a funny-looking mushroom called collared earth star. I've basically been on my own since then. Well, that's not really true. Just about everyone who sets foot aboard the mucky mammoth feels like family to me now. I guess if nobody's family, then everybody's family. So that's cute. That's why she became like a midwife or whatever, is because she had trouble with her own pregnancy. What's this island for? It looks like someone made it on purpose. Oh, right. It's kind of a nice, simple shape, pleasantly minimal island geometry. I'm sure it could be natural, though. I mean, I don't know if the island itself is man-made or not, but I guess I don't know much about this place, really. It's supposed to be some kind of memorial to something. Will would know more. Sorry, it's a mystery. Ezra kicks the dirt. Months later, she came across a book on homeopathic medicine in a used bookstore and bought it. She thought it was mostly bullshit, but found the author's notes on the unpredictability of mushrooms immediately compelling, spiritual even. She started collecting mushrooms on hikes, never eating them, just collecting, identifying, and discarding. Eventually, she connected with the Lexington Mycology Society and began to study in earnest the medicinal use of fungi. It's a mystery! I'll search for clues. She put out her cigarette, said goodbye to the hot dog vendor, and spent the rest of the afternoon listening to doctors and trying to understand the world as they did, as a list of discrete injuries to be mended. Ezra examines a large stone monument. The monument is covered with lichen and painted text. Ezra reads the text. Rock graffiti, X+O forever. Ezra looks around the shore. Ezra steps on a plastic bottle. A wooden post projects from the sand nearby. Ezra examines the wooden post. A groove is worn near the top of the post. Ezra inspects the contents of his pockets. All right, what have you got? That stone-faced monument has X and O forever painted on it. Interesting. What do you think that means? Hug and kiss forever? Or they could be initials. Xavier and Olivia forever. Xerxes and Oliver? What do you think that monument is for? I'm not sure anyone remembers. That's my new favorite rock. Wow, even better than dinosaur rock? I think so. There's a hole in the ground over there. It's all scratched up. Oh yeah, I bet people tie their boats there. Maybe someone who takes care of the trees? Could be. Or other travelers and mushroom hunters, like us. Well, Ezra, I can't say I know what that all adds up to. And like I said, I wish Will were here. He'd have some local history for us. We could ask him back on the boat. Oh, I love that how it got synced. Kate and Ezra look up at an old battleship drifting by. Oh, there it is. The Iron Pariah. Don't worry, it's just passing by. I don't know much about it firsthand, but I've heard things. Someone told me she got close to it by accident and heard a strange wailing sound. She was a passenger on the Mammoth. She said she'd been out fishing on a rowboat and got swept up by a current near the Clutter place. Before she knew it, the Iron Pariah was upon her, unimaginably massive, up close but eerily silent. The only sounds, she said, were the lapping of the lake water against its iron hull and a faint sort of, well, she said a chorus of mews. I'll be damned if I know what that sounds like. I've never gotten close enough to the ship myself. Well, we just got close enough and I know what that sounds like, and it is absolutely obnoxious. No offense to all you cat lovers, but I never want to hear a cat again in my life. I've heard it was in the Civil War. I guess they had boats full of soldiers and supplies going up and down the Ohio River, and they fought on the river, like boat to boat, with cannons or something, I guess. Machine guns? I'm no military historian, as you can probably tell. Anyway, I guess this one just got lost and somehow ended up all the way down here. Maybe it slipped into a cave up north. They're all connected underground. There's another version of the story where it didn't get lost. It was full of deserters. They came down here to hide. Maybe that's why it's a pariah. More mysteries. They do pile up over time as people forget the details. Thanks for taking me mushroom picking. Mushroom hunting. You can pick apples because they're right out there in the open. Mushrooms hide. You have to hunt for them. Ezra's parents shook him awake. They seemed alarmed, but not immediately concerned. They led him back to the house, past the house, into the car. Dad said they were going to stay at the bus station for a while, the one with the little arcade with the card game he liked. Dad watched him closely in the rearview mirror, expecting Ezra to be excited or confused or scared, but he didn't feel anything. He hardly seemed to hear. In fact, he felt like he was observing the family car from a distance, from far above, from the clouds. So that's when his parents just left him at the bus station. Ay. But let's go back to the boat. It's time to go. Yeah, because I can't move around, so. That's a nice little call back to when we're on the truck. Bye, Grove. It's cute. It looks all spirally like Christmas trees. See that rough circle of rocky protrusions near the shore? It's more intricate than it looks. More than 2/3 of it is actually underwater. I haven't seen it myself, but listen to this. It's man-made, and the rocks weren't placed according to their size, so what's visible is more or less uniformly random selection of the overall shape. It looks like it might be a spiral all told, or maybe some kind of meditative labyrinth. At the head of it is a petrified oak stump. That was moved here from above ground, of course, decades ago. That's where the ceremony took place. The Lock-Lucks were married here. Many frail-tongued observers said they should just go with lock or luck, or split the difference with look or even lick or really anything else, but it was never going to happen. Oh, I get to pick their names. Let's go with Marge and Errol. Marge Luck and Errol Locke met in prison. She was a volunteer teaching conflict meditation skills to guards, and he was employed at the side gate accepting deliveries and greeting visitors. Neither of them once saw a prisoner. Their engagement was welcome news for the family businesses, who had been looking for some opportunity to merge interests. The Locks ran a busy printing press, and the Lucks managed a fleet of bicycle couriers. The natural next step was to start a local paper, what would become the Echo River Evening Record. The ceremony itself was humble and perfunctory, and it must have somehow involved these rocks. Probably the rocks marked the boundaries between the two families, Lucks on the inner loop and Locks on the outer, or the other way around. And it must have also involved that petrified stump. Neither family's particularly religious, but rumors persist that the officiant wore a robe. Curious. Alright, so Shannon helped me fix up a mushroom. Shannon and her friend sat out in the dinghy. You know what? I feel like we spent a lot of time in the boat, so maybe let's do this. Act 4, Scene 7. Echo River Central Exchange. Thanks again for your help. This is about as far as the tugboat can go. You know, noise and lights disturb the bats. I usually send Will, but I thought you'd like the chance to meet Dashiell. He's the guy who worked at the TV station, WEVP. So you'll pass through the Bat Sanctuary, which is really nice, by the way. Be sure to check out all the plaques and stuff for cool bat facts. Plenty of time. Anyway, the Echo River Central Exchange, or, excuse me, Consolidated Auxiliary Switch Number 30. They changed the name when the power company took over. Anyway, it's just on the other side of the Bat Sanctuary. This package is going to Poppy. She's an operator. The operator. We'll meet you on the other side at Sam and Ida's for our scheduled early breakfast stop. Just follow the river. Can't miss it. Oh, I almost forgot. You may or may not be interested. There's this kind of weird memorial sculpture on your way in, just before the Bat Sanctuary. I always recommend people at least stop and take a look at it. It's really sort of... I don't know how to say it. You should check it out. Okay, bye. Bye, Kate. I love you. I would date you in real life, Kate. I think you're so cute. Okay. Let us go. Goodbye. Oh, I can actually steer. Oh, no, I can't steer. I can just use... Oh, that's bizarre. And also, again, very creepy that I can look around. So I can look at this and stop, I guess? Oh no, that's kind of like when we were down in the mines. Oh, I don't like that because the mines creeped me out. Also, what is that next to me? Is that the dog? Like, do you guys see that? Or am I, like, looking at things? I want to go in there. I think that's the memorial. Is that our dog? It just looks like there's somebody sitting with us that has a hat. I don't know. Why am I going like that direction? I want to stop. I want to like go in there. How do I go in there? Is the boat turning? Conway, are you the one driving this? Can you turn this to the right, please? Oh, maybe he's going in the direction of wherever I'm pointing. So I can hold it here. I swear to God, if I turn this light off and that little statue, whatever in the middle is gone, I'm gonna freak out. This is Kentucky Route Zero, not Weeping Angels. There we go, finally. Sign. We claim these helmets in the names of the folks who wore them, and we place them here in their memory, but also as a spit in the greedy green eye of that power company who bought up our old mine and traded our brothers and sisters' safety for a little more yield, but only yielded 28 good men and women dead when the walls collapsed and the tunnels filled with water. Their lungs were black, but now they're washed clean and full of water too, and swept through hidden tunnels into some awful cave we never will find, and so we guess the water buried them for us, so let this here be the marker for their grave. And if any son of a bitch from that power company wants to take back these helmets as company property, just you try it and see what will happen. Oh, that's really sad. And that's actually really powerful because I see now, first I thought that was just debris, but yeah, it's like a bunch of helmets that represent all the people who died. Hey, Elkhorn. That's the mine we met in, where your folks, worked. Looks like it's been here a while. Sure as hell wouldn't mess with it. You think whoever wrote it is still that angry? I don't think you ever forget anger like that. No, I guess you probably don't. This probably stirs up... I mean... how do you... It's fine. I'm glad this is here. People should remember this happened. Well, here we are, remembering. And I didn't even know it the first time around, but here I am remembering it now. That's a fine memorial, I guess. Oh, that's sad. I tell you, this game really runs the gamut of emotions, you know? It scares me, it makes me think, it makes me sad, it makes me laugh. You know, it wows me and surprises me while also just like, oh God, no, oh God, no, no. Hi guys. Hi guys, you don't see us. Everything's fine. You can go away. Oh, God damn it. Hey. Yeah. What? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Are you feeling okay? Oh, sure. It doesn't hurt anymore, my leg. It's just kind of numb. Like it's not there. My shoulder, too, actually. That's an old one, though, from an accident. I'm lucky I just had some nerve damage there. Probably should have been a lot worse. You know those guys from the distillery are just making the best of a bad situation, just like the rest of us. Hey, one of them said to me earlier they could even help me take care of these medical bills for my leg, you know? Get it all together on a plan. Consolidated. Yeah, that does sound like a really bad idea, especially because I feel like he's getting into more and more debt, and so more of him is turning skeletal. It also makes it seem like she didn't see the guys from the distillery. But anyway, I love the thing that's going on with Weaver, so let's just bring her back into the mix. Hey, if we can find her, maybe Weaver could get you out of this thing with the distillery? She has some experience with them. Oh, sure. Could be. Anyway, I have a feeling it'll all work out. That's an odd leap. Yeah, you know what? Let's be personal. Even for me? Hey, why not? Seems like we're getting pretty close to finding your cousin, right? And besides that, you're young and smart. Plenty of time to bounce back from whatever. Listen, that old truck I've been driving belonged to my boss, Ira, Lizette's husband. To be honest, Ira didn't like me very much, but somehow Liz got it into her mind that he would have wanted me to have that truck someday. Maybe to make up for all the yelling he did. Or maybe so his ghost could hold it over me. Just one more thing to feel like I owed him for. Anyway, they got their own trucks at the distillery, and now the antique shop is closing up. I've got no use for that old truck. I was thinking you could take it.
Sure, I could keep an eye on it for you until you get straightened out.
Sure, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, because I didn't want it to sound like a finality, you know? I'm not gonna let him go off to the distillery and become one of those skeletons. He's not doing it on my watch. Yeah, I do think where I point the flashlight is where he turns, because I just ran right into that thing and didn't realize it's because I wasn't facing anything. And I tell you, this is the only game that could get away with us moving this damn slow. Sign. Visitors to the Echo River Kentuckiana River Bat Artificial Hibernaculum and Sanctuary are asked to take extra precautions in order to prevent the introduction of foreign fungal contaminants and the spread of white nose syndrome. What is white nose syndrome? Crack addiction? Please do not visit the sanctuary during the same day in which you visited any cave known or suspected to host bats infected with white nose syndrome. Got it. What is that? Are they coming back again? Please do not leave your vehicle. If you must leave your vehicle, please remove shoes, clothes, jewelry, headwear, and eyeglasses to ensure you do not bring any foreign spores ashore with you. Please do not touch any bats or structures. The Kentuckiana River bat is confused by light. If you're using a lantern or other artificial light source, be aware that it may attract and confuse bats. If you're approached by bats, do not panic. Relax. Stop your vehicle and switch off your light. Never touch a bat. Well, the funny thing about that, as those creepos disappear back into the night, is that it reminded me of the thing that I forgot. I was like playing outside with a friend. I was very young. And it was like pitch black, but we were in my backyard. And I went inside and I got an ice cube. Well, I got a bunch of them, but I basically was like, okay, we're gonna stand here and throw the ice cube up in the air. And as it falls down, the bats will like track it. Now, I don't know why I decided to do that, but I did it. And because I'd thrown it straight up in the air, it came straight back down at my head. So the bat followed it all the way down and like hit my head. And I was like, ah! And I was like, I started flailing and I was like, I'm gonna get bat stuck in my head, a bat stuck in my head. But the bat, like, it didn't get stuck. It just was like, oh, bloop, oh, guess that's not food after all, and just kind of flew away. And that was the end of that story. Anyway, continuing. But yeah, that is our dog. It's so funny that he actually has the hat on now. Or has he always been wearing the hat that he's wearing like in the game's cover art? I don't know if you've seen the game's cover art. I'll show it to you right now if you haven't. But yeah, maybe he's been wearing it this whole time and I kind of forgot. Oh, I see. There's like the little bat houses up in the trees. Also, if light freaks them out, should I do this? I want to be very respectful. They said they don't like light. I need to turn more left though, because I feel like I'm just going to run into that tree. Did I say what I was going to say before, which is that only this game can get away with you going this slow in a boat? Again, why is this scary? I don't want to attract the bats. I feel like it's gonna be bad if I do that. Oh my god, could you imagine if I turned the light off and then I turned it back on and there was a big ass like Mothman just standing there? Eesh. Off. On. Oh, I just noticed he seems to go faster a little bit when I don't touch the light at all. Off, on. Okay. Bat fact. Ever talk with your mouth full? Bats do it all the time. Bats talk in extremely high-frequency clicks, too high for humans to hear. Then they use their powerful ears to scan for the echoes of these ultrasonic clicks. By comparing very subtle differences in the time these echoes take to come back, differences of just millionths of a second, bats are able to picture their environment with enough accuracy to catch a flying insect, kind of like one almost caught my damn head when I threw a freaking ice cube in the air. Once a bat has caught an insect in its mouth, it's still flying, and so it still needs to avoid running into anything. So bats keep clicking away, even while they munch on a tasty bug snack. It may be poor table manners, but it's crucial for surviving in the dark. I wonder how the other bats know whether one of them is really talking or just chasing a bug. Sometimes it's hard to know with people, too. Oh, yeah, like, how about this weather? I guess there are layers to it, right? Sometimes you just need to get the other person talking so you can check their body language or hear what their voice sounds like. Find out if they're friendly or angry or drunk. Yeah. You would talk about people being drunk, wouldn't you, Conway? I feel really bad about whatever's going on there. Yeah, see, if I just don't touch the light, it's like he speeds up in whatever direction I'm facing. So maybe I'll do that to speed along. I'll face the direction I want him to face. And then I'll let go. Wait, we need to go a little bit more right, Conway. A little bit more right, buddy. Like, right here. Okay, wait, a little left. Oh god, they're coming. Oh god. Oh god. There's a lot of them now. Conway, we gotta go. Bad fact. The Kentuckiana river bat's natural diet mostly consists of moths and other small insects that breed along the river. Here at the artificial hibernaculum and sanctuary, we use a combination of chemical snares and ultrasonic wards to repel all potentially contaminant-bearing insects and replace them with our own locally bred and spawned hypoallergenic antiseptic pseudomoths, which we will call the little gray mothing moth. Oh, Lord. You may be thinking about the other moths and insects the Kentuckiana river bat would have been eating are very much relieved that their natural predators found another food source. Not so. We've installed netting and highly effective moth traps along the river where the Kentuckiana river bat normally hunts to balance their escape from the food chain. Oh, I see. That's actually smart. But eating moths isn't the only systemic contribution these bats make. They also produce a potent fertilizer in the form of guano that helps plant life thrive along the Echo River, the shore of Lake Lethe. Lethe? I don't remember how to pronounce that, but that's that like lake, if you drink from it, you forget all your memories or whatever. It's like in the underworld. Anyway, in order to minimize the sanctuary's impact on subterranean agriculture, we collect that precious guano here at the hibernaculum and manually distribute it throughout the caves. It's a full-time job. Sounds like a lot of work. It's all fake, except for the bats. Yeah, I guess so. Reminds me of that guy Donald and his crew down there with the computer. Right. It is reassuring to know someone's taking care of everything for these little bats. Yeah. Who's gonna build the people hibernaculum? Maybe we'll build it ourselves. Maybe we already did. Like the folks in the mine. You said they used to buy stuff. Fans, canaries, all those little trinkets to make it bearable. There's still a lot of stuff down there. It feels cluttered, but human. I just mean, all people need is enough to pretend we're home, and we can make it anywhere. You get kind of philosophical when you're drinking. Did anyone ever tell you that? Yeah, I guess I do. No, this is nothing. I used to have this drinking buddy who would get loaded and tell the weirdest damn riddles like, which is more musical, a truck passing by a factory or a truck passing by a music school? Ha! Count your blessings. I think I would have liked that friend. Also, that's cool that there's an umbrella there. And what the hell is this tree? Why is it striped? Are we in Beetlejuice? I don't even know where to go. Should we be going to the left, I guess? Let's just let go and then let him speed up. Maybe he'll just kind of turn on his own. Oh, he is. Good.
Man, like the atmosphere in some parts of this game is just amazing. Oh, it's this fuckheads again. They're so creepy. I don't like it. I don't like you. No. I don't even want to look at you. Huh. What are they playing? Oh no, are they following us? I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna have to actually pause on this. Hold on one second, because my back is freaking killing me sitting here. Jesus. White nose syndrome is still largely a mystery. We suspect that the white fungal growth which appears on bats' faces and wings irritates and confuses them, causing them to awaken early from hibernation and venture outside, depleting stored energy they need to survive through winter. But biologists are nowhere near curing the disease. It spreads quickly and it's highly fatal. In this way, white nose syndrome has drawn some comparisons to colony collapse disorder as suffered by bees. White nose syndrome and colony collapse disorder are sudden, violent, and mysterious. Will honeybees and the Kentuckian river bat be more lost species wiped out in a geological blink and forgotten in natural history? It's possible that a cure won't be identified in time, so the sanctity of this artificial hibernaculum is our best hope of preserving them. As you leave the Echo River Kentuckiana River Bat Hibernaculum and Sanctuary, please make sure your vehicle and clothing are free of hitchhikers. Alright. Off. I'll tell you what's weird, too, is the fact that they're not glowing right now. Like the dudes from the distillery. Because I guess that means they can turn their lights off when they need to, like if they don't want to be detected. And the question is, do they not want to be detected by the bats or by Conway? One never knows, do one? Off on. He's just kind of steering on his own now. I'll let him. Oh, there are telephone poles now. What? Oh shit, that's like yeah, there's a tunnel. Oh, that's bizarre. Oh man, this game. Well, Shannon's doing that on her own, so I am not controlling her right now. Hey, all right. Hey, look, it's Flora. That's the girl from Ezra's place from the Museum of Dwellings, right? Oh, hi. I remember you. What are you doing down here? I'm just exploring. I like dark underground places. I'm a romantic. Really? What does that mean to you, child? It means I like poems and rivers and mysteries. Okay, bye. All right. Careful up there. Can't drive your new truck if you slip and break your legs. You too. Try not to make any more bad deals while I'm gone. I'll just be floating along down here. I just mean keep your eyes open and don't look back. What do you mean don't look back? Conway? Conway, I swear to God if you leave me. I'm not playing with you, Conway, all right? Don't fuck around. And actually, I am going to end the episode here. And honestly, I'm kind of afraid to do this now that I know the game doesn't always drop you back in exactly where you stopped. But if there's anything I have to redo, I suspect it would be anything past this part. Like, I feel like when I jump back in, it probably wouldn't start me back at the beginning of the Bat Sanctuary. It would probably start me here. So that's what I'm going to do. But man, it's so weird. Like when he said, don't look back, it's like I felt a pang in my heart. I feel like he's going to just go off and like if he becomes one of the damn skeletons, I'm going to feel so bad. This is a very interesting game. Everything feels like crazy and upside down, and yet it all makes sense. And the fact that these developers were able to create something like that is this unique. I can't praise this game enough. I know this is going to be one of those games that, like, on my deathbed, I'll be like, I remember when I played this game called Kentucky Route Zero. I played the TV edition. You don't know what a TV is these days with your virtual hoodie-doos that you wear on your eyes. But back in the day, we had square things, and we'd see the picture on it, and I had another square thing where I'd play games. But anyway, I'm excited to continue with this game. Because I love it so much. I really do. And I want to see where this story is going to end. And if you want to see where the story is going to end, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Support me on Patreon at the $1 tier or higher. And I'll be back very soon with another episode of Kentucky Route Zero.